So you're thinking about moving to Russia, maybe on the shared values visa. Today we're going to talk about a few things other YouTubers just won't tell you. Join me. So one thing I like in this region of the city, this is called Metallurg, which basically means metal industry town. So they've got a tram line right through the middle of the district here, so very nice. So would you like to live in a house like this? Let me know in the comments. So I just had a woman there asking me for 100 rubles. It's like, bloody hell, what am I? So guys, have you ever wanted to know what it's like east of Moscow? This is what you call real Russia. So we've got graffiti here. Okay guys, so first thing you need to think about if you're thinking of moving here on a shared values visa is choice of city. Now at the moment it looks very nice here, it's sunny, it's about 17 degrees today, it's quite pleasant. But for the last 7 months it's been just bloody freezing. Where would I go if I had the choice? Probably somewhere maybe in the south, Sochi or along that coast. That'll be quite nice, somewhere a bit warmer. So today it's going to be a bit of a graffiti day. I'm going to show you guys some graffiti. So would you come to this city if you had the choice? Probably not. I mean, I'm here for family reasons, but most people aren't going to want to live in a city like this because it's so remote. Local salaries are so low. And the infrastructure isn't that good. If you had the choice, where would you be? Probably Moscow, like every other expat. So first of all guys, what would I say? Should you move to a city like this in the middle of nowhere? Probably not unless your wife is from here and you speak bloody good Russian. So guys, this is real Russia. Someone here's got the washing hanging out of the apartment window. So even though it's a very old region, there's still a lot of new buildings like this one here, which looks very, very nice. So the next thing to think about is language. How are you going to cope living here if you don't speak any Russian? Because you go into any shop or government office, anything to do with migration, and there's almost zero chance anyone's going to speak a word of English here. We've got a very nice new building here, very nice colours. So this house here is going to be very old, only 2 stories. It's going to be positively ancient. So the next thing you need to think about is work. Ideally, if you're moving to Russia on the shared values visa, you're going to want some sort of income from abroad, whether that's some sort of pension, rental income, a business that you can run remotely. If you don't have that, trying to pick up work locally, well, you're going to be limited to English teaching or YouTube and not much else. So one thing you have to think about is local salaries outside of Moscow are very, very low. They can be a few times lower than Moscow. So whereas in Moscow you might live on 150 or 200,000 rubles a month, here full-time salaries can be 50,000 rubles, even less. And you've got to think, how the hell are you going to live on that? It's going to be next to impossible. So the final thing we're going to talk about today is a lot of changes in the law that have been happening recently. So anti-migration law changes. So last year we had the SIM cards, so it became quite difficult for a foreigner to get a SIM card. Recently there's been new developments such as a requirement to work 10 months of the year, some sort of economic activity. And then the final development I'll talk about is there was a change, I think it's been announced the last week or so. The prices for citizenship and visas and things are going to be greatly increased. And the thing is that Russia is losing people. It does need a lot of people. So to make changes like this, which are anti-migrant, it's not so good. So one thing you see quite a lot is these signs for Roboczy Dom, basically a modern day workhouse. 1,000 rubles a day they're going to pay you. They're going to give you somewhere to live, some food, drink and work. So it's anyone's guess what these modern day workhouses are like, but I'm guessing they're not going to be too good. But I suppose if you're homeless here, you've got no money, and the only other alternative is sitting in the forest in -40, well yeah, it's probably a good deal.